Hi Taurus, welcome to your December 2024 horoscope. Lols, I was out of this world when I started recording this and thought it was December already. So do ignore me. This is the November horoscope, not December. All right, enjoy. On November 1st, we have a new moon in the sign of Scorpio, which for you is in your 7th house of relationships. So you might especially be feeling inspired when it comes to your relationships. You might feel like there's a breath of fresh air or rejuvenation with your relationships. But a big caveat here, in order to experience that inspiration, you might need to first dig deep and look at any skeletons you might have hidden in the closet. All of that being said, I did a very extensive new moon horoscope video that you can catch right here so you can learn more about the new moon. Just 2 days later, on the 3rd of November, we have quite a tense day with 2 oppositions up in the sky. We have an opposition between Jupiter and Venus, and another one between Mars and Pluto. For you, Taurus, these oppositions are taking place in your 2nd, 3rd, 8th, and 9th houses. For you, Taurus, with these 2 oppositions, it might feel like you've been learning for the past 20 years how to make your own belief system, really stand by what you believe in and not get swayed by the opinions of others. That's what you've been doing with Pluto in your 9th house. But with all of these oppositions, it might feel like this is really coming to the forefront again, that perhaps the chaos of everyday life is making it a bit difficult for you to remain in touch with your values, with your beliefs. And that might also be coming from your intimate partnerships. It might be that somebody that you have an intimate relationship with is perhaps steering you to one side more than another. And it might feel for you like there's this tension between, but I do love this person and I do want to align with them. But at the same time, I've been practicing so much to stand in my own beliefs, to stand in my own self-confidence. And if you didn't have enough, there is more. Just a day later, on the 4th, we have the Sun trine Saturn, as well as Mars entering the sign of Leo. For you, Taurus, Mars is entering your 4th house, so you might find yourself especially energized when spending time with your family, or maybe even feeling motivated to start making over your home, to spend more time there, to really cultivate a relationship with your family and with your physical home. The Sun and Saturn are trining from the 7th and 11th house. So we also see this emphasis on thinking about the future, about your goals and ambitions, and at the same time, how your partnership takes part of that. And we could see how there's an interesting dynamic here between maybe wanting to stay at home, wanting to cultivate more relationship with your family, versus these larger picture, forward-looking feelings and ambitions as well. For a couple of days, we have a bit of a rest, astrology-wise. And then on November 11th, we have the next astrological event, which is Venus entering the sign of Capricorn. For you, Taurus, Venus is entering your 9th house, so you might especially be feeling like you want to bring some beauty, some element of harmony when it comes to your travel and when it comes to your education. You know, perhaps when you're studying, you want to create a beautiful environment for yourself, or go to a cafe where there's a cozy, comforting feeling. Maybe you want to incorporate some more museum visits or some more focus on art when you are traveling. Then on November 15th, we have a full moon in the sign of Taurus, which is your 1st house. This Taurus full moon is quite jam-packed. The moon is conjunct Uranus, Venus is squaring the north and south node, and Saturn is just about to go direct at the same time. Because the moon is in your first house, Taurus, there might be some consequences, some fruit you are reaping from what you sowed that has a consequence on your identity, perhaps has a consequence of how you look on your physical body. And because Uranus is involved, it might be something that comes unexpectedly and takes you by surprise. Because Saturn and the North and South node are involved, I do have a feeling that this sort of manifestation or consequence that is coming around this full moon, the efforts of your actions that you'll see around this full moon are because of your hard work. This is really a full moon where if you have been doing the hard work, you have been putting the effort in, you will reap what you sowed. And whatever is happening will be pushing you further into your soul's evolution, because again, we have the North and South node involved in this full moon. But all of that being said, I will post a full moon horoscope very soon, so make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss it. A couple of days later, on November 19th, we have Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius for good. I think you have probably heard me say this so many times for the last year and a half. Pluto enters Aquarius. Oh, now it goes back into Capricorn. Oh, now it enters Aquarius. Oh, now it enters Capricorn. But I promise, this is it. Pluto will never enter Capricorn again, at least in our lifetimes. And it will be in Aquarius for about the next 20 years. For you, Taurus, Pluto will enter your 10th house of career. So you are going to spend the next 20 years really learning how to find purpose in your work and how to make sure that the role that you play in society is actually meaningfully aligned with who you are on the inside. I would love to go into more detail about Pluto and Aquarius in this horoscope, but then we'll be here forever. So if you do want to learn more about it, I will link this live that I did way back where I talk about Pluto and Aquarius and what each of the zodiac signs can expect. 2 days after, on the 21st of November, we have the Sun entering the sign of Sagittarius. And of course, as it does that, it ends up sextiling Pluto, who just entered Aquarius. For you, Taurus, this sextile is highlighting your 8th and 10th house. So take a look if there is any way that your intimate relationship, the relationships you have with an intimate partner, can maybe help you find your purpose, help you find a more meaningful role that you can play in society. Perhaps this person can direct you in the right direction, in the right path. Maybe they're able to provide a piece of understanding, a piece of the puzzle that you may not have considered before. And also keep in mind the 8th house is quite an internal house as well. It's the house where we go deep within to figure out the fears that we might have around whatever, around anything that it means to be human. So it could also be a really good time to make sure you have alone time. You have time where you can reflect on any intense feelings that may be coming up, any uncomfortable feelings that may be coming up. You might find that processing those will really help kick you off on the right direction for this Pluto and Aquarius transit. We wrap up the month of November with a grand trine in the fire signs. This grand trine is happening between Mars, the Sun, and the North Node. And while there isn't a specific day that they're all trining exact, there is a period of about 5 days, so from November 22nd until November 27th, where we have sort of, Mars and the Sun trine first. Then we have the North Node and the Sun trining, so it's It's all happening in that span of the 5 days. Taurus, this grand trine is taking place in your intuition houses, in your more spirituality houses. So this is a wonderful time to do so, to step into your spiritual practices, whatever they may look like, to listen to your intuition, whatever it's telling you or whichever way it's directing you. You might find that maybe your dreams are a lot stronger. Maybe, I don't know if you believe into these types of things, but maybe you see sort of a certain coincidence happen that you feel like, oh, that's strange. I was just thinking about that. Do take the time during this grand trine, so the span of 5 days, to focus on that, to see what's coming through, and just to enjoy that more ethereal type of feeling. So overall, Taurus, I would say the main focus for you in the month of November is taking time to get in touch with what's inside. We see a lot of focus in these more internal houses for you, the 4th, the 8th, and the 12th. And seeing as we are going into this 20-year transit of you trying to figure out how to have a meaningful career, how to have a meaningful role in society, this is an amazing way to start that. You first need to consider what's inside so that you're able to reflect that accurately towards the outside. I wish you all the luck and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you just savor it now, especially as the days are getting longer, to really enjoy those dark hours towards the end of the day to do so. Thanks for joining me, Taurus. I hope this horoscope helps you out for the month ahead. And don't forget, I do have that in-depth full moon horoscope coming up very soon. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. Thanks again, Taurus, and I hope to see you again soon.